All right, NFL aficionado fiend fans. Here's a recap of week 2 and the picks I did last week. Did much better on the straight up picks than I did last week, going 11-5. Against the spread, I was only 6-10, but like I said, I'm not a huge bettor, so I just do it for you guys to kind of give you my thoughts on the game. But overall, 11-5, so much better than the record I posted last week at 9-7. So, reviewing the games, the Packers again, they were 3.5 point favorites. The Washington was getting 3.5 in that game. We all know what happened. The Packers blew out the Washington Commanders. So got a win and a win on that one. I picked them to cover. The Ravens, I picked them to win that game against Cleveland, but not cover the 11.5 point spread. Thought that was too rich for my blood. So got the straight up winner correct, but I missed on picking the spread there. So 1 for 2 on that game. Had the Rams and the Titans, had them covering that game. Titans were getting 5.5 on that. So double win on the Rams and the Titans game on that one. Bears versus the Lions, the Bears were getting 6.5. Against the Lions. Boy, was I wrong, because I picked the Bears to upset the Lions, and they hung a 50 burger on the Bears. So got a big old L burger on that one there. So first big loss of the season. So next game, Bills going to the Jets. Picked the Bills to win. However, I wasn't confident on the 6.5 that the Jets were getting on that game. So I said they wouldn't cover the spread, but as we know, they won 30-13, 30-10. So they did cover the spread. So picked a straight up winner, but lost on the spread. The next game was the Niners at New Orleans. Picked them to cover the three that New Orleans was getting, so double winner on that one. Next one, I picked the Dolphins to win and cover the 1.5 points the Pats were getting, and as we know, the Pats won that game outright. So boom, got a big L burger on that one. This is actually the first of 4 straight losses I picked. So next game, Jacksonville at the Bengals. Jacksonville getting 3.5, feeling really good about him, especially when Joe Burrow went out of the game. And then lo and behold, Mr. Brown had come through and served me a big old L burger on that one. So that was another loss I had to eat. Next one, Seattle getting 3 going to Pittsburgh. I thought the good vibes would continue and the defensive injuries on the Seattle side of the ball would come back to hurt them. And I don't believe in Darnold, but Mr. Darnold said, do believe in me, Mr. Aficionado Fiend, because I served up an L burger to them Steelers. So another big fat L served up on that one. The next one, Denver going to Indianapolis. I wasn't a believer in Daniel Jones after his week 1 demolishing of Miami. I figured that Denver defense coming to town would handle business and put Daniel Jones in his place. And lo and behold, boy, was I wrong. Mr. Daniel Jones said, hold up, Mr. Fiend, I got this covered. So he served me another big fat L burger too. So again, another L, because I picked Denver to win and cover the 2.5 points that Indy was getting. Next game, I did get right. So basically, I picked the Cardinals to beat Carolina since they were coming to home, but I did not pick them to cover. Actually, they didn't cover the spread, so I got a double L burger. I got a double win there. So actually, I did a little bit better than I thought. So the Cardinals did win, but they didn't cover the 6.5 point spread that they got. So I think the final score was 26-22 in that game, and Carolina got 6.5. So Cardinals did win, but they did not cover the spread. So that was a win in my book. Called it both rights in that deal. Next game, Eagles at the Chiefs. 1.5 points going to the Chiefs. We all saw that game. Some questionable missed calls at the end of the game going for the Eagles with the tush-push deal. But Eagles did win, and they won by 3, so they covered there. So another double win for myself on that aspect there. So then we had the Falcons playing the Vikings. I picked the Falcons to win, but I did not pick them to cover. And unfortunately, boom. I picked the Vikings to win, but I did not pick them to cover. And unfortunately, we know the Falcons just handled business and took care of the Vikings. So got the straight up winner, but lost on the spread there because I Sorry, no, that's a win. Yeah. Okay. And then moving on to Tampa, Houston. I picked Tampa to win and cover. They did. Oh, sorry, they did not cover. So there's a double L for me there. Or sorry, a win, but an L there. And then the Chargers at the Raiders. They whooped up on the Raiders last night. So the Chargers did win and didn't cover. So end of the deal. I went 11-5 overall. And then I went a total of 7-9 in the spreads off of last week's picks. So not bad. Again, did better than I did last week. I think everything kind of fell into place. Lions kind of proved who they were. We knew who the Rams were. The Ravens came roaring back, took care of business in Cleveland. The Packers are starting to show that they're dominant, and that Week 1 win was not a fluke. So that trade for Michael Parsons might come up in spades. Bills came back, did their business. Giants surprised everybody. Russell Wilson turned the clock back, throwing for almost 500 yards on that terrible Dallas defense. But, hey, when you got a kicker that can kick like Brandon Aubrey, man, what a guy he is. Niners still getting it done. Mac Jones, maybe he's sneakily might be in the running for taking Brock Purdy's job after they gave him that massive contract. The Pats and the Dolphins are who they thought we were. They were two bad teams just playing for some high draft picks. Maybe McDaniel's gone after this week 3 loss. If he can't get something done or look at least competitive in Buffalo this week, he may be seeing the end of his reign as the Miami head coach there. Bengals, man, great win, but what a terrible loss. This continues the injury history of Joe Burrow, so really starting to worry about his overall longevity of his career. And I heard somebody say this could be derailing a Hall of Fame career for Mr. Joe Burrow. Seattle, hey, you're starting to come on strong. Really wish you hadn't lost in Week 1, but thanks for taking care of the Steelers. Denver, I don't know what you're doing out there. You put in 2 poor weeks in a row, and you made Daniel Jones look like an all-pro. So that coach out there, Shane Steichen, coming over from Philly, that we saw the work he did with Jalen Hurts last year. And wow, look at the difference between what Jalen Hurts looks like this year compared to what Daniel Jones looks like this year. So, hey, Nick Sirianni, you might want to stop losing coaches, man. Every time you lose a coordinator, man, you seem to take a step back. So work on that. Cardinals, get it together. You're better than what you showed at Carolina. Eagles, man, without an offense, I don't see you repeating. But Kansas City was motivated in that game. However, a couple flags go that way, and a fully healthy Kansas City, I think that game would have turned out much differently for Kansas City. So, and then basically, Mr. Pinks in Atlanta, boy, I tell you what, them 2 pass rushers they drafted in the draft this year, everybody laughed at them for trading up for that one guy, Pierce, but they may have fixed their defensive woes over there in Atlanta. Baker Mayfield doing Baker Mayfield things. Like to see him get that win, especially against that tough Houston defense. They were getting after him all game. And then Justin Herbert continues to impress and have the ball put in his hands and make plays. Didn't play as well as he did against Kansas City, but I think, hey, there was a little jet lag there. They kind of came in. It looked like they were a little overconfident in that game, and then basically they just, hey, okay, let's calm down. But that defense is looking legit. So if that defense continues to rise, just have to watch out for Kylie Mack's injury. He went out, and it looked like he had a bad elbow injury in that game. So it's terrible on the replays. He may be out for some time, so we'll see how that affects that defense. So, okay, guys, again, 11-5 this week in the picks. 7-9 overall against the spread. So better than last week. Continue to move on, and we'll have a post-up video of the picks this week. And so, as always, guys, enjoy. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you did. Did you win some big money? Did you lose some big money? What were your surprises this week? Was there any crazy bets you did, or did you take chalk the whole deal and you came out ahead? So, anyways, talk to you guys later. As always, enjoy and go my team.